Welcome to Profiletraders. This is Reza and you're listening to my market analysis for November the 2nd. So let's start to look first at a chart of ES and see what is going on. And we are looking at a daily chart here, and we can see that now we have reached 2100, and that is pretty much straightforward from 1862. So basically we have an excess of 200 plus rally behind us, which in length of the upside we have equaled, if not surpassed, the length of the last drop, and all of this on the back of extremely deteriorating fundamentals. So in case as such, we are experiencing pretty much a crash to the upside, and every crash ends with a big bang and a big boom, and we are approaching a level here that if we pop this high that we have at 2115-ish, we could create that pop with a big boom, make a break up, and then fail and return back and close inside 2114. If that happens, then we could definitely give it a very high possibility of a short-term top to have been in place. But as of right now, market is in a sweet spot, and there are a combination of three things going on. Number one, the factor element of, the fear factor element is out of the equation. Nobody fear nothing anymore. Number two, you have a Federal Reserve that has lost complete credibility because they came for a while, flexed their muscle, talked that the economy was so good, unemployment was so good that they were going to start to take the rates higher after 7 or 8 years of zero interest orgy, and they failed to deliver meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting. So now the market knows that the Federal Reserve is itself lost and powerless, and therefore they don't believe anymore that there is any kind of a possibility for the Federal Reserve to take the rates higher. So they have this unbelievable confidence with no fear in it. And number three, you have all the analysts that are working hand in hand with these corporations. When they feel like this quarter that business was going to be weak, they lowered so much their expectations that even the most disgusting number out from corporations would beat estimate. And as soon as Wall Street would hear such and such beat estimate, they go nuts. Now they don't look into the details of seeing how low the estimate was in order to be beat. And the reason I'm telling you that is one of the major oil companies 2 days ago missed their revenues by 40%, and they still were beating estimate. So there is this scam going on, and the last scam of all is that even assuming that you miss your earnings and you misestimate, and you fear that your share is going to drop, all you have to do is to call your PR company and say, you know what, please make an announcement that we are planning, not buying, we are planning to buy back up to $5 billion of our own shares. And as soon as that news is out, everybody goes crazy. So all these things are now in factor within each other, creating this kind of a market. It is extremely dangerous. it is no question having all the components of bubbles, which are detachment from fundamentals, detachment from reality. Bad news is good news. Every day you are hearing unbelievably crazy mergers and acquisitions, such and such, buying such and such for not anymore 500 million or a billion, but we are now talking 50 billion, 60 billion, 80 billion. Money is so easily available and cheap for corporations that they don't care about wasting it and buying other companies, and such an excess of credit available for stupidity has been one of the characteristics of every single bubble near its top. So to make a long story short, we have to be very much so on the watch here to see if this is going to be a retest of the high, or we are going to pop the high just to bring in enough late buyers in order to trap them and then start a retracement of this absolutely crazy 250 points almost straight up crash to the upside. To me, chances are that we are going to break the high, because this top that we have with this almost triple top here looks very weak. So I would like to see it put in a rejection at the top up there in order to call it a good solid top. But as of right now, the only level of support that is worthwhile looking at in terms of a big picture is 2064, 2065. Other than that, anything below that is just noise, and with a minor support now at 2083, 25. Now let's look at oil very carefully, because it is consolidating and we are in a trading range. Today my trading range was 46.60 for the sell side to 46.80 with a 45.34 to a 45.55 buy zone. And these two zones remain the same now because we are within the same consolidation. So either we are going to attempt to exit to the upside, at which point there are a couple of naked POCs up there, 47.5, 48.12, or we are going to break to the downside of this 45.35, and in which case we could drop very fast to 44.3, 44 in order to trade back through this area of very little development. Very quickly, gold. We are approaching very, 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 very important strong support, and we now have 50 points of a drop in the last leg down. 50 points exactly. And if I have to put that against the chart of the market, this is exactly the opposite of ES. ES is tight range up, 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 up. This is tight range down, 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 down. When you go up tight range, usually it's all the characteristic of a trap. And when you go down, this slow tight range is usually sign of possible accumulation going down on the way down. And on the big time frame chart, we are also approaching the main trend line here. So between 11:30 to 11:20, we are going to enter significant support, and from that point on, if the uptrend line holds itself, we should resume back to the upside. Upside objectives 1150, 1151.2, 1159.3 or 4 up there. So that's it for today. This was Reza with Profiletraders, and talk to you guys later.